All right, guys, we got a 2001 Ford F-150 here today. Customer was stating that the cluster started on fire. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so truck starts, but I think we had an airbag light down there. Oh, there we got some gauges. Other than that, we do not have anything on these original gauges. So let's get these pulled out and see what board it has on the back side. So what we're gonna do is, he's already got the dash and all this pulled out. There's a panel down here. This pops out. So behind here, there is two plugs. We're gonna unplug those and slide this thing out. All right, as you can see, we got it slid out. These, to get these out, you just push this little tab down on each of them. So you reach in there, push that down, pull it right out. So on the back of our original cluster, it has the green board. So on the two replacements that he's got, he said they're both from 01 F-150s. But we have one with a white board, one with a green board. When you put these in, either one, the car's not going to start. The vehicle won't start because it's got PATS programming in them. We have to change the mileage and the PATS programming to get either one of these to work. But as you can see, they both look identical. But there is a difference. Okay, we got the one with the green board in. Key on. You can see our depth light there is blinking because we have not programmed the PAT system to match this cluster yet. Crank the truck, and it just cranks, will not start. Looks like we got some activity out of all the gauges there. It is not reading the miles. This cluster might have an issue with the display that we might have to also fix. Hopefully it's not any worse than the original. The original looks like it started on fire. Right here's the part of the original display. You can see where it melted this. And I'll pull that back piece off and show you the rest of the display here in a little bit. So we got one original key in there. We're gonna hook up the Autel tablet now. Gonna go to automatic selection, see if this thing will read. While we're waiting on that, I went and grabbed a Torx here, pulled out the Torx bits or Torx screws that go around the thing to hold the back on. This is our original one, guys. What happens with these is, let me pull this board off. These right here get loose, and or it breaks the solder around one of these little pins, and then they wiggle back and forth. I'm guessing it was this one that's missing over here on the end, and it evidently got hot enough that it started this thing on fire. He said he did have an intermittent mileage issue, so I know that was loose. That's what happens to all of them that have the intermittent mileage issue, is that pin gets loose and you have to go in and fix the solder on the pins here. So that is what happened to our original. I'm kind of surprised that it still powers the vehicle on. I believe this is the chip that holds all our flash data. I think it's all in this one, but I'm not 100% sure. If we're not able to program this new cluster, we're going to start pulling these off and soldering them onto the other board until we figure out which one it is, though. Here's the back of the board that has the one that I was saying was white versus the green. As you can see, it's totally different. Here's the chip on the white board. It's actually on the other side, whereas on the green board, it's like right in this area. Security access failed. Well, guys, I'm lost on why that fails. Got the laptop out here, pulled up Forscan. We're going to try to program this first cluster to the truck. You can see we have a blinking theft light. Vehicle obviously won't start. So what we're gonna do is we are going to try to program the keys to it and also install the instrument cluster with Forscan. So first things first, I'm gonna take that key that we got, turn it on, connect to Forscan. No. Okay. Get in the truck here so you don't hear that dinging the whole time. Yes. We're gonna go to IC. Hit play. This is basically telling you this procedure will add keys to the PAT system memory. This one, erase keys and program keys. Process will erase all the stored keys in the PAT system. You must have at least 2 to do that process. Spare key programmable, basically telling you can enable or disable add the spare key. Module installation, which is the one we're going to be using, is for like the cluster, PCM, different modules that you would place in the system. And just basically another warning that you're going to need 2 cut keys. So hit OK there. First thing we're going to go to, let's go to module installation. We'll need 2 program keys. Yep. This procedure, it actually takes about 10 to 12 minutes. It's going to get to 62%, I think it is. I'm not a real big Forscan expert, so I'll only use it a couple times. Okay. We replace the cluster. Yes. Yes. All right, now that we installed that instrument cluster, we disconnected. We're gonna reconnect, and we are going to program these keys to it. For some reason with this vehicle, it gets an error every time you try to program the keys right after the module, all in one sequence. So we're gonna go ahead and split it up. okay. Erase and program keys. Yes. So it's gonna take 12 minutes to get access. We'll be back at 62%. Okay, so it's going to erase all the keys. I'm pretty sure it has 0 keys in it right now anyway. All right, so this sequence, I'm gonna put the phone in the console so you can watch me do it. Basically, we're gonna turn the ignition off for 10 seconds, turn it back on, count to 4, because you gotta do at least 3 seconds, so I always do an extra second. Cycle it back off, pull that key out, put the next one in, cycle it on for 4 seconds, turn it off, pull it out, put the next one in, and so on and so forth. We got 3 keys here that we're going to try to do. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last one is an aftermarket one, so we might have to do that one differently. We'll see. Go to ignition key programming. Hit OK. Put in the key that we want to program. Okay, so I've heard of this error before. It's because it's an aftermarket key, but it should still work. Hit OK. We're going to go to exit. Let's try this aftermarket key that we just programmed. Alright, looks like we got all 3 keys programmed now to this new cluster. Not sure what's up with the cluster. It takes a minute for the gauges to kick in. There they go. We have the cluster in here. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to connect to the vehicle on Forscan. And I'm going to turn on the key. No. Key is on. Try it again. No. Okay. As you can see, we got an instrument cluster codes there. Save it, yes. Go down here, we'll go to instrument cluster, PATS programming. So this is basically telling us the different things we can do. Ignition key programming, erase and program all keys, turn on and off the spare key programmable. Basically, you can disable it to where you can't add any keys unless you turn it back on. Module initialization, so we're going to have to do this one for sure because we put that new module in there, the instrument cluster. And it says you will need 2 keys to start this vehicle. Is basically you're going to need 2 keys that will turn the ignition and has the chip in them. Hit OK. We're gonna go to module installation. Okay. Continue anyway. Okay. And this is gonna take about 12 minutes. All right. Installation has been successful. Okay. Please select the component that's been replaced. We replace the instrument cluster. Okay. All right, now it's going to erase all the keys, and you need 2 to program them in. Yes. We actually have 3 keys to this vehicle. We have 2 Ford keys, 2 original Ford keys, and 1 aftermarket key. We might get an error on this because I have the aftermarket key in the ignition right now. I might have to put one of the actual Ford keys in the ignition to do this part. We will see. So it was unsuccessful, and I'm guessing that is because I have the aftermarket key in the ignition right now. So hit OK. We're going to go to erase and program keys. I'm going to take out this aftermarket key. I'm going to put one of these original keys in there. Turn the key on. Hit OK. Yes. All right. So now to program these, we're going to turn this one to the off position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it back off. Next key. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it back off. Third key. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it back off. Now we're going to hit OK here. It says it has been completed. So, go back to here. You're going to disconnect this. I'm going to take one of our keys, put it in ignition. As you can see, we got a solid theft light. I just shut off. Starts it right up. We do not have gauges though. Oh, there we go. Not sure what was up with that. So let's test the next key. Solid theft light, that's a good sign. Starts right up. And our last key, the aftermarket key, we might have to do this one separately. Oh, we got a flash and theft light. Nothing. All right, so turn that off. Take the aftermarket key out. We're gonna put one of the originals in. So original key in. I'm gonna connect to this again. It's going to do the 12-minute deal where it needs access. And once it has access, we will program that aftermarket key in. You can see right here, number of keys stored, it only has 2. So that's why that aftermarket key is not working. Originally, it did have 3 keys stored. That's what was stored on that cluster to start with. So we ended up getting all 3 keys to work with both this replacement and the other cluster that had the white board. So since we have this extra one, and I haven't been able to figure out any way to change the miles on this for him, we're gonna unsolder this board first, or this chip first, and replace it with the originals. See if that swaps our miles over. If that doesn't work, we're gonna move on to this one. Hopefully one of those 2 will get our original miles to pop up on this thing for him. If not, and we damage this cluster, he said it's not a big deal since we have the other one working in there for him. All right, guys, we got the chip removed and installed onto our donor cluster. I don't know if you can see. This is the chip. I believe this holds the IMMO information and the miles, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that, because we already did the key programming. So I won't be able to tell for sure if that was transferred over with this or not. And it might not even work for the mileage. I don't know. I'm assuming that we're transferring everything over when we do this. So just put that one right back there on our burnt board. All right, we got it all back. We're gonna put her in there and see what we got. Hopefully all 3 keys still work, and we have the miles changed. If that chip did swap over the IMMO information, all 3 keys were originally programmed to the truck, so we won't have to do any additional programming. All right, moment of truth, first key. Yeah, buddy. That is the correct mileage for this truck. So we have 2 more keys to test. Key number 1. Good. Key number 2. Oh, we're 2 for 3. All right. Last key. Alright, guys, we have a working cluster with all 3 keys matched to it and the correct mileage. All the gauge. So there you have it. Cluster swap on a 2001 F150. I believe these clusters are the same in the Mustangs and a lot of the other like 97 to 2003 Ford vehicles. This is what the front of the cluster looks like. So now you know what you got to do if you're going to swap these over. You can just desolder the chip and solder a new one. Solder or swap it over if you want. Program some keys with Forscan, which is a free software. $20 cable that goes between the computer and the truck, and that's all you need.